So in terms of new news, 10.3 was released, and there were some issues with Azure. Microsoft had changed some things around Active Directory, and QualiWare had to make some adjustments to that on the fly. 2 builds later, we have something that's stable now. So the 10.3 seems to be stable, is working fine, both installed on-prem and in Azure. There were some issues around Active Directory and a couple of other things. So QualiWare has resolved those things. Anybody who, if you're looking to download it, it's on our file transfer site. So primary, secondary, and technical contacts can download that software. Any of our consultants, you can talk to through the support portal to Rashab and Scott, and we'll give you access to our cloud instance so that you have access to our repository there. The CloseReach Cloud is becoming more sophisticated. Scott and Rashab have done a lot of work there in terms of being able to run multiple versions of QualiWare for consultants that are working on different assignments, and to be able to obviously troubleshoot things for different customers that are on different versions. So we're going to continue that rollout. And moving our training, all of our training platform from the QualiCloud instance that is not really under our control totally to our the CloseReach Cloud instance as well. So that's happening over the next few weeks. So a lot of good changes actually. A note about the GCEA solution contract. So that contract expires the end of next May. So what is that, 9-10 months from now? 9 months?
9 now. 9.
So we are working with CBSA, who was the originator of that contract, on something on a follow-on basis, working with them and PSPC. But everybody knows how procurement takes a while these days. So if your department is looking at additional licensing, I would suggest looking at it now. The earlier, the better. We've been very good this year at actually getting PSPC's procurement on side and the various procurement groups within the different departments. And actually the maintenance and support for 99.5% of everything has been done this year, and actually was done a month ago. So that's great news. But there is volume pricing still available through the SALSA, and it's actually better pricing than is available through the GCEA solution contract. There's a couple of different packages. And a few years ago, Treasury Board took advantage of that and purchased 100 QLMs. And I think they wound up with 2,000 or 200 plus licenses and 2,000 collaboration licenses. So very advantageous pricing, and that is still on the SALSA. And CBSA this spring took advantage of QualiWare's extension of the 50% discount on an enterprise collaboration license. So they have 14,000 licenses, just under that, one for every person in the organization. So besides the volume pricing that we can provide, which really isn't outlined on the SALSA, but we can provide that, there's an actual 50% discount off of that pricing for organizations that buy a collaboration license for everyone in the organization. So it really is, quite a good volume pricing. In September, we anticipate opening the CloseReach office on a limited basis. I'm going to come back to the roadmap in a minute. We will not be offering training on site for at least the next few months until we see what happens with September with the numbers from kids going back to school, people returning from vacation and possibly returning to their offices, on a limited or full-time, limited or part-time or no-time basis. Government departments, most of them are not planning on going back, in a big way anytime soon, but we're going to look at what's involved in perhaps bringing, the technical support guys back together in the office and some of the internal staff on a limited basis. So again, waiting to see sort of what happens with the numbers in September as well. And I think that's everybody's concern. My daughter's a teacher, so she's a little concerned. I talked a little bit about CloseReach's Cloud before. We're going to continue expanding that to make it available to customers, as well as for our own internal use. And in terms of internal, we're actually running several different servers with different software running in that cloud. We're running our support portal there. We're running, as I say, different QEF instances. There will be one for training and one for our consultant use, and then contracted services to other companies. And we have the first one on board already, a small consulting firm out of Montreal. We're going to institute some new programs at CloseReach as well, and one of them is tied to the QualiWare RoadMap. In the past, people from QualiWare, Kuno, Jacob, and others have been talking specifically with certain departments, some of our larger customers, to understand what their needs and requirements are. They sometimes find out what those needs and requirements are, and we were joking about this earlier, when a QWI or a CR or a DF, those are the codes that QualiWare will apply to different issues that are raised. But we're going to start holding meetings every 4 months that all customers are going to be invited to. And these are for developing a series of items that we want to provide as for input into QualiWare's roadmap. So this will be something a little more structured than what has happened in the past. So in September, we're going to start to hold the first of those meetings with primary and secondary contacts invited, and technical contacts, and we'll be looking to build a list of potential enhancements and changes and new functionality for QualiWare. Then we're going to take that list that we develop, and we're going to get everybody's feedback in terms of prioritization. Obviously QualiWare will, cannot do everything that everybody may want, but we figure if we give them a prioritized list, and it's not just Government of Canada that will be included in this process. We'll be including, our Montreal client, Technical Safety BC, AltaGas, anyone else who is a QualiWare user as well. So that, we don't have the corner on good ideas, and we think it's only fair to open this up to everybody who is a QualiWare user, regardless of how long. So please watch for information coming on that from Cecile. And we've already given QualiWare a heads up that we're going to be providing that. And actually, it was well received, the fact that we would put something like this together. And it's only over time we'll see the impact that it has. But hopefully everybody will find, find it useful. Any questions from anybody about any of that? Any comments about what you've heard so far?
That's awesome. Looking forward to it.
Okay, good. Again, trying to put some structure around this stuff, and we looked at, do we do it at monthly or quarterly, or every 6 months, or annually is too far apart. Every 6 months we thought was too far apart, but every quarterly seemed a little tight. So we thought we'll do it every 4 months, and it'll be off-centered, not synced with their releases, so that hopefully they can roll some of this stuff, into their next release or their second, next release. QualiWare is trying for quarterly releases, either feature or patch releases. So again, if we're offset from that slightly, getting our stuff included on the roadmap, we think might be a bit easier.
It'd be nice to have a dumping ground of ideas and then to be able to vote on them.
Well, that's what the meetings are about, is to pull those ideas together.
Yeah.
And, we'll actually provide a method to, and I guess maybe part of the idea might be to provide a method for anybody to provide ideas, not just primary, funnel it through the, the major contacts. So we'll see what we can do with that off our support portal for gathering ideas. And but we do want to actually have, we'll sort of take 2 votes. One is the primary, secondary, and technical contacts, because they're representing their departments. But it would be good to get everybody's feedback as well. So we'll see what we can do with that. We have a new department coming on in September. So Industry Canada, ISED is their new acronym. CIPO, the Canadian Intellectual Property Office, is coming on. They're going to be using QualiWare for a quality management solution. Although we are setting up demos with and have spoken to others about the general EA and business process management components of QualiWare. And that's looking like it will be a cloud deployment as well. Wanted to mention ESDC in terms of cloud as well. We've rolled out an interim solution for them, and between now and next March on Azure. And it's actually being used by external consultants, a number of integrators. Few names you might recognize: Deloitte, Fujitsu, IBM, Accenture, CGI. So there are a number of other or outside of government organizations that provide services to government that are having people trained in QualiWare and are using using a cloud deployment for access and to build content. Part of that was caused by the fact that getting these people, some of them may not have clearances or have all the clearances they need, and so getting an ESDC ID could be difficult. But with us running the Azure Active Directory outside of ESDC's networked environment, we're able to provide access to QualiWare to those people. So different ways of implementing QualiWare to get access, for different audiences. QualiWare has a new customer success team. you'll notice like a year ago, we implemented a customer care function within our organization, and that's why Cecile joined us to help get that organized. And our experience with implementing something like that, somebody whose specific job is just looking after customer and, you know, hopefully making sure that they're successful using the tool, has been very positive. So QualiWare is following us. They may not like to hear that, but yeah, they've rolled their, so they actually have a help desk. They're rolling that into their customer success group. They are rolling their internal quality management into that group, and their internal organizational design group. Their group that looks after the COE is also being rolled into this area. We've had some discussions recently with them about the usability of the Center of Excellence, or lack thereof. And you know, they're looking to make some changes to that. Part of that change is, and you may have seen that if anybody's gone to the Center of Excellence and found the 10.3 release notes. There are a number of videos there showing how to access certain types of new functionality, you know, or the menuing systems that are part of the 10.3 rollout. So they're going to make a lot more use of that in terms of providing documentation. And again, I think they're following us because of our YouTube channel. And I don't know if anybody's actually gone there, but I would suggest that you do. All of the previous user group meetings are there. We've split out certain functional presentations. Mike Haley, working with Barrington Consulting in Halifax, just released a new video to us about using Lean and the collaborative business planning solution. They've built a new value stream model that ties in with their financial and resourcing model, and some of that's shown in this latest video. We have 3 new videos going up as well. So we're using Camtasia to build some new help videos, and Shanti has one just about to go up there talking about the link matrix, how that gets generated in QLM, how it can be used, etc. She's working on one for the spreadsheet tool right now. So there will be a lot more up there from us on the CloseReach YouTube channel. And if you need to get to it, you can go to the support portal, and up on the left-hand side, there's a link right there. The support portal we're enhancing as well with a lot more content. For example, if you go there right now and search for Active Directory, you'll find the resolution for several problems that we've had, you know, that different departments have experienced, that we've helped them resolve, and you'll find the solutions there. So use that portal, use the knowledge management part of it. It has a great search engine, you know, to help you find what's there. And, you know, we've got another 10 articles that'll be going up in the next week and a bit. Again, a variety of different topics, both from a user perspective as well as a technical perspective. That portal also, if you've, you know, recording issues, that's the best way to record an issue. Support at closereach.ca will still be accepting emails, but frankly, we would prefer you to, you know, use the support portal to record issues. You can attach documents, you can give us full details, and you can check on the status of your tickets. The other thing that we've added to the support portal is relative to licensing. So there are now license forms up in the support portal. So technical contacts can log in and request their new licenses if they're switching servers, if they have a license that's about to expire, you know, whatever the situation is, those forms are now up on the support portal. And we would ask that you use them to speed up the process of getting licenses to you. The good thing about it is that you'll be able to see all your previous license requests, right? All of that information is on the portal there. So you have you know, the history of what I've asked for before, and if I need to ask for something similar, you know, you've got your license counts there on your different servers. So you know, again, having that information accessible, not having to go back through tons of emails to find it, makes it everybody's job a little bit easier. Any questions? Any comments? Any suggestions or ideas?
I'm looking at your portal. Sometimes I don't know what to search for. Is there a way to do a wildcard so I could search at everything? Active Directory was a good one, but maybe I'm not searching for Active Directory, but login failing or something, and I'm not meeting.
Well, so looking for login. Type login.
But there's no. Maybe I want to just get smarter with the tool and just read everything that's there.
Rashab, is there a wild card for everything?
So JR, what you can do is right next to the search field, there is an option. If you click on,
would you like to show it, Rashab?
actually, yeah,
Sure, we could show it. How about that?
Let me stop sharing.
Yeah. All right. Do you guys see my screen now?
Mm-hmm.
Can you make it a little bigger?
It's full size. Actually, let me move it
Okay.
to the monitor. Just a second.
Can you show us how you got to your screen?
Yeah. That's what I'm going to show you. Okay, so once you're logged into the portal, you click on this icon, and it's going to give you an option to open the search manager. On the search manager, you have all of these options. But if, like JR said, if he wants to look at all knowledge articles, just double click on all. You will see all of them. And so if you want to,
sorry, Rashab, did you say you needed to be logged in? You don't, do you?
No, for this search to look at all the articles, you have to be logged in. But if you don't, if you're not logged in, you can still use the search knowledge base field. So if you type in here, it will show you by the keyword though. All right, so CloseReach website, homepage. On your right-hand side, if you click on support, it will take you to the CloseReach support portal.
And on the upper left, you can see there's a portal home.
Yeah. You have access to service catalog, CloseReach training calendar, which again takes you to the CloseReach website. Then you can also access the CloseReach YouTube channel.
And if you notice on the left-hand side there, their most recent there, Lean Activity-Based Planning webinar that was just posted this week.
So that's pretty much about the knowledge base searching. Any questions?
So if somebody doesn't have an ID on the portal, can they just get one to log in?
Yeah, so all the primary, secondary, and technical contact have access to the portal, but if you do not have access to the portal, you can still search for knowledge base articles right here. Like I showed you. Yeah, just type in your keyword and it will give you all the relevant articles.
And if you scroll down, we're posting things, you know, different kinds of news items down below here with links, you know, to information that might be relevant as well. And you have our contact phone numbers.
Kevin, Eric Cheek here. Did you mention that QualiWare proper is engaging into, I guess, the customer success, I guess, capability? And
Yeah, so they've set up a customer success department.
yes,
It's being run by Rune Broderson,
okay.
and they're pulling in, you know, the different groups that reported to different managers before, all in this one area. So they're redesigning how they're providing support, you know, and the types of support that that will be provided. So the COE falls under that.
Okay.
Their own internal group for tickets and service management and quality management and a couple of others.
Excellent. Because their Center of Excellence site page there, or page on their site is quite it's quite interesting. There's a lot of good stuff. You could see, between the combination of what you're doing with YouTube and the COE, and maybe some sort of synchronized approach to that is, I think QualiWare could probably learn from what you're doing on YouTube, and maybe yourself being able to connect into their COE is quite powerful.
Yeah, where we can provide links into that stuff, we'll definitely do that. So if we put up new articles, and there's relevant information on the COE, then then we'll definitely show links to that. We are providing them with some input as to what we'd like to see on the COE, because frankly, if I'm a new user going there, it's actually kind of intimidating trying to find stuff that I might need, and to be honest, their search engine is not the greatest. It definitely needs a bit of work, and they've recognized that, and that's why they've moved it all under this one area, customer success area. So we expect to see better stuff there, and they are, as I say, they are looking to put more videos and more online stuff up there, and you know what, we'll give them the links to our YouTube stuff as well to make it easier for them. A few years ago, they used to also on their site put up all of our training courses. That kind of fell by the wayside, but with us delivering virtually now, we can service customers anywhere. So we're looking at having reestablishing those links. So with somebody having that focus now within their organization, we're hopeful that that we can have some influence, and B, get some better coordination going.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay, JR, did you get to see what you were looking for from Rashab before we move off of here?
Couldn't find my mute button.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can learn a lot from just going and just doing a wildcard search. This is really nice. From what I've seen, though, I think there's some things that are missing in some of those. Even the first one, when I looked, I went, "Oh, that'd be kind of cool," and then I was missing some information. So Rashab would just text you some things that it was missing. That's all.
Sure.
Please provide input. It would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
If there are things you'd like to contribute or things that you have ideas to improve, that would be great.
So a lot of the articles you're seeing so far there have been in response to different issues that a customer has raised. Where we can generalize it, we're starting to do that, so that it's applicable to more than that, just that particular situation. But that's going to come with time, obviously.
Okay, great.
Kevin,
Thank you.
Kevin, it's Karen. Are you looking at doing white papers over time also?
Yeah, when we get a few spare minutes.
Actually, in your copious spare time?
Yeah. Really, I mean, that's part of, some of what we're doing around that, we're trying to do by the videos, right?
Right.
that we're putting up. You know what, guys, if you're looking for ways to do activity-based costing and, you know, resource planning and things like that, here's a methodology that's being followed and a tool that can support it. Or, you know, in our conversations with Qualisoft, you know, the Norwegian reseller for QualiWare that have been in the quality management situation for a long time, for 30 years. We're trying to get information from them that they've used with different customers, you know, that we can start to present and make available to people. You know, obviously anything that we can get from QualiWare about use cases and different white papers, you know, they've probably got the broadest view on everything. So, you know, we'd look for that to them for some help with that.
Right. Because as an end user of the QualiWare product and primarily focused on the process side, I found that there was a lot lacking in terms of detail, in terms of how the process works and how it's set out from I will say from a procedural type place.
Sure.
Yeah.
And part of, you know, what we're doing with our own videos that we're putting together is to drive some of that conversation. Yeah. You know, we've recently built out, you know, a project plan, you know, for onboarding new customers, right? And what are the things, or customers that have used the tool for a while but not made extensive use of it, and how do we, you know, expand that? So we're building out, you know, higher level project plans and you know, a bit of a framework to answer some of those questions for customers. You know, and whether it's installing, you know, and I'll give you an example for a customer that's had QualiWare installed for a while. People have played around with a bit, and it's like, okay, now we need to show some value to the organization. Well, we've built out 3 different streams in this project. One has to do with the infrastructure and how do we get that stuff straightened out and cleaned up and get them up to speed and able to carry on from there. The second stream, you know, obviously linked and tied into that first stream, is to address 3 specific project areas that we helped them identify.
Right.
You know, and one was actually had to do with a business transformation project that they have underway right now.
Right.
So that's a high value item for them. So how do we show how QualiWare can contribute to that? And 2 other items, you know, one was application portfolio management, and we have some stuff already in place around how to do that. And the other one was actually organizational charts.
Right.
You know, org charts in an organization. I mean, everybody struggles with how to show that stuff and how to do it. So, you know, providing them with the people that they have in their organization with some input around that. And then the third stream that we identified was increasing and improving their own internal EA capability.
Okay.
So being able to give, you know, a high level roadmap like that to somebody and say, okay, now let's figure out what parts apply to you. Those are the kinds of things that we are building out. You know, it just takes a little time. We're trying to short circuit some of that, you know, in the quality management space with our interactions with Qualisoft, because anything that we can get from them, you know, in terms of roadmaps and project plans and, you know, rollouts, that, you know, information that we can use makes it easier for our customers that are going down the same paths.
Definitely. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so definitely something that's, it's having enough cycles, right?
Yes, yes, exactly.
So
at all time. Yeah.
But where we can, you know, where we can get information from existing customers, you know, we'll do that. And part of that is, you know, what we have, you know, trying to get people to present here, you know, in the user group sessions about what they're doing and what their path has been, and being able to record that and make that available to others. You know, whether I just recorded something for Global Affairs on project portfolio management and the different parts in QualiWare that they might want to use to, you know, handle project management. And how do you link that stuff to your vision and roadmaps and things like that? And what are the various parts? You know, a lot of it, again, is tool related rather than more general, but it's a start.
Yes. Yeah,
for sure.
And I was personally thinking, and you know that my bias is that way, from quality management systems, right? Auditing is auditing is auditing, you know, but the way of doing it is different. But there's a lot of potential knowledge transfer and reuse potential there.
That's what we're looking to do. Anything to speed it up.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, thank you.
Great, thanks.